My name's Nicola Malcolm, and I've been farming in southwestern Ontario with my family for going on 42 years this year. And of those 42 years, my parents started the business in 1983, and my brother took over for a number of years, and now I'm at the helm. We had 4 farms in operation, some of those with multiple barns. And we had some barns that had a continual outbreak with necrotic enteritis. And when this occurred, of course, we dealt with our vet, who had lots of different ideas of the production side and how to mitigate some of those issues. We do have many older barns, so a lot of our barns aren't airtight, and so we really weren't getting anywhere with the challenge. So after a number of crops, where our processing partner was able to introduce us to Hipra with the help of our vet as well, who was open to trying something different. So what we were experiencing in the past was we'd have a necrotic enteritis outbreak, and as soon as we had that, the mortality was high and rose very quickly, and it never really dissipated. So that was a real challenge. What we found with the event that we introduced with Hipra was that when we introduced it, if we did have a little mortality, the first number of crops, the mortality was a lot lower, significantly lower, and it actually did come down very quickly. And so, of course, as a farmer, that's good news. So one of the challenges we have in our country, especially in the winter time, is being able to keep the barns with high enough moisture for the vaccine to be effective. And we actually did a lot of different trialing to see whether we were able to get the moisture to a point where it was effective, and yet on the 2nd and 3rd week, ensure that we reduce the moisture in the barn in order for the litter to be nice and dry. So it really was having to go back into the barn with an open mind and really not think about it in the same way that we have with other vaccines, because that humidity in that first week can be a little bit anxious for a farmer that isn't used to that strategy. So working with the Hipra team was exciting because the vaccine was new to Canada, and certainly the Hipra vet, as I mentioned earlier, was integral in not only being supportive and being on the farm as often as possible, but also just sharing knowledge. So walking the barns with the vet, I think one of the things that I've taken away is not the better results, but also a much more in-depth knowledge of how vaccines work, why they work, what things we're looking for. I think if a producer were having necrotic enteritis outbreaks and frustrated and had tried a number of different things, I would say to keep an open mind, to reach out to Hipra, and certainly I would recommend Hipra to anybody that was challenged or having difficulty in the barn.